Two claps on the ready, ready. Make sure you guys are paying attention. That's a powerful message from legends and players all across the league. Be sure you tune in to the Super Bowl. Who's gonna watch the Super Bowl? I hope every single one of you, all right? You all might see a little message about Character Playbook on the Super Bowl, if y'all are paying attention, all right? Just a little heads up. Now let's continue to learn from some awesome folks around the league. It's time to meet our special guests for today. You all ready to meet them? Yeah. All right. I'd love for each of you to tell us who you are, who you play for, represent, one word that you feel describes yourself. Let's get it started. Keyshawn. Got my phone.
Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Nixon, I play for the Green Bay Packers, and I'm going on my 6th year coming up. You said, what was the last thing you said?
Who you are, who you play for. That's good.
Okay.
One word to describe yourself.
That's tough.
Motivated.
Yeah.
Inspired.
Inspired. Yeah.
You what you're seeing?
Check. Yeah, this is Cam Johnson. I'm a former NFL player. I was drafted by the Niners. So yeah, and one word that I would use to describe myself is resourceful.
Will?
Hey everybody, my name is Will Davis. I was drafted by the Miami Dolphins, so hands up. Yeah. Cornerback, and then one word to describe myself, I'd say is just joyful.
Brandon?
What's going on, y'all? My name is Brandon Marshall. Former player. I played 8 years in the NFL. I actually went to this middle school as well. I finished in 7th grade. I played for the Denver Broncos for 6 years. And well, one word I would use to describe myself is champion, because I'm a Super Bowl champion.
Hi everybody, my name is Vicky. I am a Las Vegas cheerleader for the Raiderettes. Oh my gosh. Hi. Okay, so I've been on the team for 4 years. I'm captain of line 2. Also originally from Las Vegas, Nevada, and then one word to describe myself would be ambitious. Hi everyone, my name is McKenna. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I am currently in my 2nd season as a Las Vegas Raiderette. And one word to describe myself would be empathetic.
Good morning. My name is Terry Jackson. I am from Gainesville, Florida. I went to the University of Florida, the Gators, the Mighty Gators. I was drafted by the 49ers in 1999. A whole 7 years in the NFL, and one word to describe me, I would say service-oriented.
Okay. Student analysts from Sedgwick Middle School. We have Maya, Julian, and Nakia. Nakia, with Maya. So your name and one word that describes yourself.
My name is Maya, and a word that I would use to describe myself is probably exploring. I like to do a lot of things and see what opportunities I can get.
My name is Nikita, and one word to describe myself would be a leader.
Testing on. All right. My name is Julian, and I'd say that one word that describes myself at all times: hungry, always.
Please. 2 claps on ready. Three. Oh, I didn't say Ric Flair. 3 claps on the ready. That wasn't as smooth. 3 claps on the ready. All right, look, everybody online. Today's discussion comes from the first module of NFL Character Playbook, self-awareness. Our goal today is for us to all explore how we build self-awareness and how to become the best versions of ourselves. I believe your principal talked about it at the very, very beginning. All right, self-awareness is something you develop over time. A critical component is learning how to be yourself, who you are, what makes you you. For the first question to our panel, we're gonna talk about self-awareness. All right, what does it mean to be self-aware and understand who you are? How about we start with Terry?
I would say it's a deep one right there. But I would think, you know, especially with this age, I think one thing I like to tell kids I work with is don't do cool. Don't try to be cool. Try to be like anybody else. Be yourself. Be you. Don't do cool. Be cool. And if you focus on who you are and being yourself, don't let fear what somebody's thinking about you, your friends, your classmates. I trust your life will be a lot better for yourself. You be yourself, and that's the coolest thing you can be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would say self-awareness, I think is, you know, especially at this age, is a lot of exploration. I think you have to figure out, you know, who you are in this age, but at the same time, you also have to be authentic, right? So don't do anything that doesn't feel unnatural. If it feels like it's something that's normal or natural to you, then you can continue to explore it. But again, I think the cool people are the ones that are true to themselves. They don't try to be somebody else. So just be authentic and explore.
All right, Vicki McKenna.
Just kind of piggybacking off of what Cam here said. One thing I kind of like to live by and remind myself is that comparison is the thief of joy. So if I'm constantly comparing myself to someone else, if maybe they've got something I want or do something that I love to do also, like I'm not going to constantly compare myself to that because what I'm doing is for me. So just, you know, try to remind yourself of that always.
So for me, my definition of being self-aware would be the consciousness of knowing yourself. I think that's the one thing in life that you learn over time. Being unique and just being true to yourself is so important, and just showing up as yourself is gonna just be important in life and what makes you you.
We're gonna dig a little bit deeper. Brandon, can you share with us why it's so important to determine who you are?
I think it's important to determine who you are so you know where you're going and you know the direction you're going in. You know, who am I, right? You know, I'm somebody who, me personally, I like, you know, service, right? I love to give back. I understood that when I went to college, trying to pick a major, I literally initially I picked engineering because it sounded good, right? It sounded good. Oh, you're an engineer, okay, that sounds good, but really I didn't want to do the math. You know what I mean? So that wasn't me, but what I like to do, I'm service oriented. I've always wanted to give back. I actually have a foundation right now, so I give back to youth, to kids. I mentor kids, so knowing who I am. So I actually, when I picked my major, I initially wanted to be a juvenile probation officer because I knew that, okay, I could give back and serve these troubled youth. Now, my plan A worked. You know, I made the NFL and it was amazing. So now I give back on a different level, but knowing who you are, I think is important. So also you don't make certain decisions that don't align with yourself, you know, and a lot of peer pressure, a lot of, you know, situations that come towards you, you can navigate through, you know, through the smoke and understand, okay, this is not me, so I'm not going to go down this path.
Thank you. How important is to understand and know yourself?
You know, for me in my life, it definitely, you know, especially at, you know, 13, 14, I'm guessing 12 age, it was a situation where I really knew where I was at then. I think at that age, I really was just like, you know, she was saying exploring, you know, allow myself just to grow, meet new people, surround myself with new people, friends, and just learn from how everybody's living life. And then by the time you get to this age, for sure, the importance of knowing who you are is going to put you in many rooms with a lot of great people. You're going to be surrounded by great men, women as well. And so I think as you're growing right now, just that self-awareness is going to continue to grow. People around you are going to continue to grow. And when you know who you are, you're going to step up and be proud of yourself and proud of the friends around you for sure.
How it's important to understand yourself, know yourself, be self-aware.
Yeah, I think that's very important just off of your confidence, how you approach the day. I think knowing who you are allows you to just choose the way you approach the day. Wake up, brush your teeth, make your bed. I think it starts with little things like that. And then I think self-confidence comes from just looking in the mirror and just asking yourself questions, having your own thoughts in your head. And then choosing what you want to do. Right now, you guys probably don't understand like what you want to choose or what you want to do in life. When I was in 6th grade, I understood what I wanted to do. And I wanted to play football, and I talked to myself in the mirror and told myself that.
Thank you. Give him a round of applause, please. How important is it to understand and be yourself?
All right, very good question. I'd say it's important to be yourself because, wow, sorry.
Give him some finger snaps. We got this. We got this. Come on, come on. We got you.
Well, I think instead of being important, it's more of like, I would describe it as, you know, putting your emotions, thoughts, values, anything of the sort, expressing that without shame, but also just leaving a positive impact with it too. It's very, very essential with it.
I like that. I like that.
When someone says be yourself, what does that mean to you?
When someone tells me to be myself, my first thought is, what am I like when it's just me? So when someone tells me to be myself, I don't just try to pretend how I feel. I show them how I really feel in the moment, and I do what I feel, and I just act on that. And that will show them who I really am. And hopefully, based on that, they can still talk to me. It just depends.
Oh, give them a round of applause on that. That was good. Those are some incredible perspectives. So we're going to go further with this conversation. We have a few examples on being self-aware and why it's important. But how do we get there? What determines who we are? Today we're going to talk about two things: our internal motivations and our external influences. Our internal motivations and our external influences. To find our internal motivations, we need to think about what motivates you, what interests you, right? What are you so excited about? What do you get excited about? When you wake up in the morning, what are you obsessed about? And for external influences, we'll explore what's going on around you and affects you and how you see yourself, right? It's not just about how you see yourself in the mirror, but it's how other people, do you know that you wouldn't know what you look like unless someone said something to you or you had the mirror? Think about it, right? So your external influences are just as important. Are your friends positive?
No.
Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating enough? Are you having your vegetables? Who loves their vegetables? I love my vegetables. Everybody? Okay, good. Aaron, here's the most important thing. 2 claps on it, ready? 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 There it is, you got it. Let's make sure everybody's following along. Do you have any time away from your phone?
No.
We'll get to that. All right, let's start with exploring internal motivations and how you know what your internal motivations are. Let's get started with McKenna. Okay.
What gets me going? Right?
Wait, how do you know what your internal motivations are?
Oh, how do I know? I guess they just wake me up. That's what my internal motivations are. I wake up, I get another day, thank goodness. And I just do what I do. I kind of got to do what makes me happy and what makes me me. Self-explanatory, I dance. So that's kind of one of my motivations and being a Raiderette actually allows me the opportunity to come and do these things with you guys. That's kind of one of the things I love the most about being that is I just get to come and if I can just touch you guys, your hearts for a little bit. Sorry, excuse me. Just touch the hearts a little bit. All right, I think I'm good on.
2 claps, everybody. Let's understand that everybody is really sharing a lot of things that are really important. Let's keep the main thing, as they say, the main thing. So let's pay attention. Cam, internal motivations.
So internal motivations. I would say, for me, it's one of my internal motivations is just trying to get the most out of my life talents. I try to maximize my potential with everything that I'm doing, so that the God-given abilities, the opportunities and experiences that I get, I want to make sure that I make the most of them. So I wake up excited to be there.
Thank you, Cam. Determines who you are can also be what you're interested in and what you're excited for. Students, I want your perspective on this. All right, what interests do you, or examples of what your classmates may be interested in or excited for, right? I want your perspective on this. What interests do you, or examples of what your classmates may be interested in or are you excited for? So Julian, let's start with you.
All right. So another very good question. For me, my interests include computers, stuff like coding, art, history, and always food. I said I'm usually very hungry. Upcoming stuff that I'm pretty excited for. Obviously, we have our Super Bowl being held here at Allegiant Stadium, and also high school's coming up, but I'm going to a technical academy, so I'm very excited for that. I know a lot of people here are also applying for magnet school programs. So, I mean, all of them are very interest-based, so it's nice.
What about yourself, Nikita?
Can you please repeat the question again?
What interests do you, or examples of what things interest you? Or what things might your friends be interested in as well that motivate you?
So what interests me is writing. I will write anything about how I express myself because me personally, it's very hard to express myself to a person because they may not understand. But writing will always be something that I can go towards because a book is not judging you. A book is how you feel. And so I just want to write my story.
I want to sing that line from Hamilton right now.
I love Hamilton.
I just felt it inside me, but I'm not gonna sing it. All right, so those are great examples of internal motivators and interests that may help shape who we are. Whether it be a book or whether it be your school, whether it be food, all these are different things that give you joy, as they say. External influences can be things that are going on around you. It could be friends, family, media, school, social media. Those are all things that are external influences that might affect the way that you think or who you are or where you are. Let's turn our panel to explore this. Being in the NFL, being a professional athlete, Brandon, I'm gonna come to you. I know you have all experiences dealing with external influences. Can you share with us an example of external influences in your life and how they might have impacted you?
Yeah, I mean, external influences, I think can be good, but also can be dangerous, depending on who you surround yourself with. You know, I hung out with a lot of guys who, end up doing time in prison because of, things that they were getting into. Now, they were actually athletes. We all were good athletes, right? But I chose one thing and they chose another, right? And circumstances, it's interesting. One of my friends did maybe about 3 or 4 years. And, one day when he got out, we hung out and he was just telling me all his regrets about, how his life turned out, because instead of staying at practice, instead of getting good grades, instead of, doing what the coach said, he decided to do something different, right? And then he quit the team off of emotion, off of ego, and then end up doing something crazy on the weekend, end up getting 3 years, and then seeing his teammate make it to the NFL, right? So that was, for him, was like, man, choices and external factors, maybe people he was hanging out with, right? Which is huge. And so that really, honestly set him back because, when you're ex-con, it's tough to get a job, right? So all these decisions you make from the age you are now, they matter from, as far as what's going to happen to you down the line. So external factors, like I said, they can be dangerous, but they can be absolutely positive depending on who you surround yourself with and what your nutrition is. And your nutrition isn't just what you eat, it's what you watch, it's what you hear, it's who you hang out with, it's what you listen to, right?
some of those external influences
Yeah.
impacted you?
Yeah, I think externally, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things going through life. I know even I was around this age, like right before I got to middle school, you know, my parents got a divorce. So, and honestly, in my life, I just really wanted to win at everything. And I didn't realize at the time, but I grew up and realized my external motivation was that time was making my dad happy, make my dad proud. That was everything. And that motivated me a long time to get to where I am now, to where at 20 something being drafted was like looking at him was the best thing ever, just looking at his face. And so it could be your parents, you know what I'm saying, that externally motivate you to be great. And at the same time, I don't know, y'all like playing video games, you know, you think it's just hopping on with your friends and talking all the mess and all that, but at the same time, you know, y'all could be externally motivated just to connect with one another, you know what I'm saying? That connection between friends is something that really drives y'all to, you know, keep going and get better. So stuff like that, you know, it could be video games, parents, but yeah, all those things is good for you.
Vicky, what about yourself?
Something that motivates me, other people around me. It's super important to be surrounded by, positive people. When I show up to practice, my teammates, I have about 31 of them. So if I'm having like the worst day ever, I just show up, we dance, and it honestly makes a difference in my life if I'm having a bad day. About when I was a freshman in high school, I experienced loss. So that was huge for me to just find somewhere else to go. Dance helped me a lot with that and just made me more the person that I am today. So just finding like what you love and what is just gonna make your day better.
Can you share with us how you determine if something is positively or negatively influencing you?
Yeah, honestly, it goes off of the choices you make. Every choice has a consequence and it has like a good perk to it. And it's off of your decision whether you want to make the good decision or the bad decision.
What about yourself?
Again, just like he said, everything we do comes with an after effect. So if I'm out here treating somebody disrespectfully, obviously they're going to be hurt by that. But if I'm being a good person, being kind, and like I said, my words, empathetic with people, I feel everyone's things. So just being a good person out there, and yeah, again, choices have consequences. So just remember that.
A little bit of a different question. Can you give us an example of a negative external influence someone might face?
Okay, I think a negative external influence someone might face is now there are a lot of big advertisements on media. Seeing those advertisements can really affect people that don't know about speaking out to others. They might turn to things like that to really think that it might help them emotionally. So stuff like what you see on media nowadays can really affect you negatively.
The opposite side, right? Because we're dealing with the positive influences and the negative influences. Maya, can you share an example of a positive external influence that might help shape who you are?
Yeah, so a positive external influence. A positive external influence for somebody may be something that makes them happy. So let's say you're on YouTube and you're just watching a video of this guy, like maybe he's like, I don't know, skating or something. And you see that and you're like, wow, that makes me want to do something with myself. That's a positive external influence. It motivates you to do something for yourself.
Is everybody taking notes? I'm watching you all because there's going to be a quiz at the very end. Oh, I'm always serious. 2 claps on it, ready? Healthy external influences are critical to feel good and maintain the self-awareness we've been talking about. Can you say that one more time? Healthy external influences are critical to feel good and maintain the self-awareness we've been talking about. Character Playbook is about building healthy relationships, right? With our friends, family, teachers, and those around us. Before we finish, one thing we heard is the importance of positive friendships, right? You're probably sitting next to one of your good friends, maybe your best friend. That is probably the single most important person that spends the most amount of time with you. How long you're in school? 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You know how long that is? It's a long time. that's a positive influence in your life, that person who's your friend. Our last question. Before, I want you guys to take a moment and think, are your friends building you up? Are the people around you encouraging you?
Yes.
Okay, to be the best version of yourself? Yes. And most importantly, are you building other people up?
Yes.
Right? Who said yes?
Yes. Yes.
How you build your friend up? Give me one word.
By being positive.
By being positive. Somebody else, go. Who said it? You said something? How are you being a positive friend? How are you being a positive friend? Yell it out. By what? Encouragement. How are you being a positive friend? Motivation. Give me somebody else. How are you being a positive friend? Kindness. These are very simple one-word answers that all of us can affect our friends every single day. So our last question of the day, panelists, how important is it to have friends around you who are being positive influences? And what's your advice to these students who are being positive influences to others? So we'll start off with Vic.
Okay, so even if you don't necessarily have a huge friend group, that's okay. I would say having one good person in your life is just gonna be the best for you. I'm surrounded by amazing women, amazing men, and I think that influences me a lot. Staying also positive yourself because, the topic is self-awareness. So if you're having a bad day, that might affect the next person. So just knowing how to influence others in a positive way and just finding those people that are good for you.
Well,
Yeah, I'd say, a challenge that's kind of fun that, is just out honoring one another. I think we, can clown on each other a lot and it's all fun and games and, but at the same time, if you clown on somebody's shoes, you're like, yo, that hoodie you wore last week, though, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? So little things like that, these words can really build people up. I think the cheat code I've always had my whole life is being on a team. And being on a team, we go in the same room with same goals. And so when you get surrounded by friends and people you may not know, but we all headed towards the same way, you grow a lot and you learn a lot, and it made me the person who I am, and so I'm really proud of that.
Terry.
I would say, when you have your passion and you find your purpose, what your purpose is, what your sentences, what you want to be about, you find people who are like-minded. And you get around people who are like-minded, who want to achieve the same things you want to achieve. And you guys look out for each other. You become each other's support group. You guys are at a time right now that most of us older people, we'd be in trouble. We lived when y'all were growing up. It's a tough time. You got a lot of influences. So get around people who want to achieve the same things you want to achieve, who want to do the same things you want to do. And you find that purpose and that passion, and that'll set your path to whatever you want to be, and it'll be your guide. So I want you all, one thing you want to walk away from this. When you leave here, I want you to write down your purpose and your passion and what's going to be your guide in life, okay? Thanks.
It's like a compass. It's like a compass. You use a compass for it?
Yeah.
To find your way. So what Terry's talking about is your purpose and your passion. Orient yourself towards the true north. And that's your overall direction in life. So heed what he said. Brandon, go ahead.
Man, I love, it's Maya, right? Yeah. I love what Maya said. As far as the YouTube example, watching somebody pursuing their passion and it inspires you. Me personally, I surround myself around individuals that inspire me in different ways, right? So, like my boy in the back, Jawan, right? He's very, very giving, right? He's very giving, man. He's somebody who I admire that about him. He's giving. He's somebody who's, puts himself, in the back burner a lot of times, and he's giving. That inspires me. I got a friend who's very neat, very clean. That inspires me. I got another friend who is very business oriented, right? That inspires me. So watching people move in their passions, but also watching, people how they move and how they treat people, that inspires me as well. So I think it's very important to have that nucleus of people that you can, maybe take one thing from, right? You know what I'm saying? I like how this guy, works hard. I like how he, loves his woman. I like how he, loves his parents and X, Y, and Z. I think that's really important. That's been huge for me in my life.
I'm gonna go to the students in a second. Quote. show me your 5 best friends, and that will show me your future. Right? Think about what Brandon talked about. A friend that might support you and that gives you advice, right? Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Okay? All right, so now we're gonna go to the students. I want them to give us a bit of what they think should be the best takeaway from today. You know, what should they have learned from our conversation today, Julian?
So a key takeaway for this entire interview should be, well, you gotta be in touch and knowledgeable on your emotions, thoughts, values, all the internal stuff, as well as being yourself and managing your external influence as well, having a good drive to get the life that you want, the career, be successful, good friends, everything, really. Just, yeah, everything, be positive as a whole.
Positive. Nikita.
One thing I would really take away from today is that you do not have to hang around the cool people to be a cool person. You may see the athletes and you're like, oh, I have to be a basketball player to be a positive, cool person. When really, if you just stick to being yourself and you hang around the people that you want to hang around to, whether it's like being a computer science or you want to build Legos and you're passionate in that, that's what makes you really cool because you're doing something that you know that you're confident in and you're not going to change that just because of what you see others doing.
So what's the key takeaway for everybody that's here? And everybody that's online, by the way.
Hey guys, but something that I want you guys to take away from this whole thing, all these topics, is that when you're yourself, you can do a lot in your life. Like Nikita said, you don't have to be this loud, great person, maybe like very involved. You don't have to be that person if you don't want to be. You can do whatever you want and you can still be a popular person, or you may have friends. You can do a lot. And especially when you do that, you'll surround yourself with people that have the same interests as you and will build you up inside. So that's what I want you guys to take away from this.
I'm learning things as I'm sitting here listening to everybody. So I hope you all are learning things as well, and everybody online. I hope you are taking notes and at least get one thing out of this discussion today. And I think there's one other piece that might be missing, and that's to be able to be open, right? Your self-awareness, those positive influences, those negative influences can all be dealt with if you're open. And so I want to give a round of applause to all the students. There are so many things that I learned today that I'm going to take away. So I just want to say thank you, Julian, thank you, Nikita, and thank you, Mike. Give them another round of applause. So let's review what we discussed, okay? First of all, 2 claps on the ready, ready. 3 claps on the ready, ready. 3 claps on the ready with the Ric Flair. Ready? No. 3 claps on the ready with the Ric Flair. Ready? So okay. All right, a couple things that I want to make sure we review today. Right? I took some notes for you all. So remember this, okay? It's important to determine who you are in order to be the best version of yourself. Okay, we got that? Raise your hand when you say you got that. Oh, see, some of you didn't get it. It's important to determine who you are in order to be the best version of yourself. Raise your hand if you got that. Good, all on the same page. We discussed 2 things that influence who we are: internal motivations and external what? 2 things that influence who we are: internal motivations and external what? Influences. You have a chance later today to reflect on our discussion and think about what those might mean to you, okay? So 2 things: internal motivations and external influences. One more time: internal motivations and external. Thank you. Thank you for learning with us today, all right? This has been an amazing character playbook for me. Hope it's been an amazing character playbook for you. I just want to let you know that we got some Kansas City cheerleaders. Give them a round of applause. Students, I want you guys to give everybody a round of applause that came in attendance. Everybody here is here to support you. Give them a round of applause. All right, the NFL wants you to be empowered. Listen up. The NFL, oh, there they come. The NFL, listen up. The NFL wants you to be empowered. You all know what that means? Yes. To be equipped. All right, it's like a tool belt. To be empowered and inspired. Who knows what inspired means? What does inspired mean?
Inspired means.
To be motivated by. To be inspired is to what? Shout it out. To motivate somebody. All right? To be empowered and inspired. To put what you've learned today into practice. These are just words unless you actually do something with them. All right? Your ability to be self-aware and to be yourself will empower others to do the same. We know that this is a real path and to be the best version of yourself. We're excited to support all of you all on the journey. I want to give a round of applause to the entire panel. To the students. Yes. And give a big shout out to the NFL Foundation, Las Vegas Raiders, EVERFI, and Sedway Middle School. That means all of you. I will continue to learn and discuss themes found in the Character Playbook. From my online friends, that means all of you, okay? We thank you, your teachers, for making the effort, for being online today, to joining us, and I wanted to bring in your host for part 2 of the event. EVERFI's own Jonathan Barnes will be transitioning with you all. They'll take it from here, so great to see all of you all. Wave goodbye to online friends.
All right. Donnie Jones said my name. It's so wild. It's like the highlight of my day. So we're going to be transitioning here to help get you all started on Character Playbook. So educators, teachers, if you have not yet got your students started with this program, there's quick instructions on how to do it. All you need to do is log into your EVERFI teacher account, whether you do that through the website everfi.net or your single sign-on platform. Just get yourself logged in. You're going to go over to the Explore Courses tab, find Character Playbook. If you want to use the filters to narrow it down, you can look for our character education programs in the content filter. Character Playbook will pop right up. Click Add to Class, just like it shows on the screen. Fill out some really brief class information on what you want to call your class or whom you want to do that program with, and then click Create Class. And that'll have it available and ready to go for your students. So students, what we're going to do is we're going to show you now how to get into that program. So teachers, if you're still working to create that class, please drop into chat. We do have chat support available to help walk you through that class creation process if you haven't done so yet. Students, let's jump in. You heard a lot about this Character Playbook program from Dahani, from our panelists, from the students in Sedway in Las Vegas. Let's get you started in it as well. So teachers, students, classes, if you've already started on the courses, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to get into it, feel free to hop off. Go ahead, use the rest of your time to maybe go through, do an additional lesson in Character Playbook. If everyone else sticks around, if you've never touched the EVERFI program before, we'll show you how to do it. So students, if you connect to EVERFI through something like Clever or ClassLink, what's called an SSO, it's very easy to get into EVERFI. You just go to your school's Clever or ClassLink platform, you log in with your student ID and your student password, and then you look for the EVERFI app. You can see it on the screen here. It's this blue-green block. It says EVERFI from Blackbaud. All you need to do is click on that block and then click on the Character Playbook class, which should be set up for you. Should be pretty easy to find there. If your school does not use Clever or ClassLink, and this is something your teachers will know, so if you're confused, if you've never heard of this before, just look to your teacher for some guidance. So if you're brand new to EVERFI, if you've never used us through Clever or ClassLink, all you need to do is go to everfi.com/student. The first thing you're going to get asked is for your registration code. When your teacher sets up that class, they will have that registration code. It's going to be 8 letters and numbers kind of all jumbled together like a password. You put that code in. Then you'll need to create a profile. I know you're all young adults. You probably created profiles for things in the past. It's pretty simple from that point on. We just need your first name, your last initial. You can put in an email address if you want to. You do not need to. Then create a username, whatever you like, something hopefully you can remember. Lots of suggestions come from like your video game gamer tags. It makes a great username for you. And then you want to set up a password. So the password can get a little tricky. I think it needs to be at least 8 characters, either letters or numbers, and have at least one special character like a dollar sign or an exclamation point in it. So just make sure you're staying on top of that password creation. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to get a really good password in there, but make it something that you can remember. But never worry, if you forget it, your teacher can actually reset that for you from their teacher dashboard. So once you get your profile all set up just the way you like it, click create account, and then you should see the character playbook available for you. And all you need to do is click start on it. So it's pretty straightforward to get you in and get you started. Teachers, if you're running into any struggles, any roadblocks, please pop into chat. I know we've got Colin, we've got Erica in there, and I think we might even have Darren in there too. So we got 3 folks around here to help you if you're struggling with that class creation. So teachers, as you are navigating this EVERFI experience, and again, Character Playbook is just one of 40 different resources we have. We have resources that are character education, health and wellness, STEM and career readiness, financial literacy, a little bit of everything for everyone. But as you're kind of exploring, if you ever run into any roadblocks, if you ever need support, you can see in the support button up here, there's the link to our regional support inbox for your school. We have a dedicated staff who's always really good about answering emails, any questions you have there. We have chat support in the lower right-hand corner. It's staffed by real people, not AI, so you can ask us questions there. And we even have the little question mark button in the lower left-hand corner. So lots of ways you can reach out to us for any help that you need. So just know that we are always here to help you, not just today, but moving forward whenever you need support. All right, so hopefully everyone is able to get started now. We're going to stick around in the chat for a little bit. If anyone has any questions, if you need any help or support, just know that we're here. But hopefully you're all locked in and getting started on that Character Playbook program and experiencing some of the lessons that Dhani and the panel were talking about today. So we'll stick around. If you have any questions, please pop into chat. But I'm going to go on mute so that you don't have to hear me jabbering away right now. All right, our digital attendees, we're not seeing many questions coming in, so we're going to take that as a sign that you all are comfortable, know what you're doing. Everyone is getting in, having a good time, learning and participating with Character Playbook. So thank you so much for taking some valuable class time out of your days to join us for this webinar brought to you by the NFL and EVERFI. Hopefully you all had a really amazing experience, and just know that we're always here to support you moving forward. So have a great Tuesday, have a great rest of your week, and enjoy the Super Bowl.